All right, good afternoon, everybody. I am here with Kirby from Flockin Awesome Farm Menagerie, actually.
Well, yes, Menagerie.
I'm kind of jealous I didn't think of a name like that because it's a good name.
Thank you.
So tell us a little bit about yourself.
So I'm Kirby. I live just west of the DFW Metroplex with my husband, my 15-year-old son, and a whole bunch of dogs and birds.
Dogs, same here. Same here. Lots of
Yep.
dogs and birds.
Yes.
How long you been doing this for?
So off and on for about 10 years, and then the last 2 to 3 years is when I started getting really, really serious about it.
Yeah, I feel like everybody in the last couple of years finally decided to get serious about it because we
Yes.
do the same thing off and on for a lot of years, and then boom, okay, we're making a business out of it.
Yes,
You,
definitely.
you got to feed the birds somehow.
Somehow.
How did you get into doing what you do? Do you do anything besides like your poultry? Do you also grow gardens? Like, do you consider yourself a homesteader?
So we do consider ourselves homesteaders. Our we also raise cattle, meat
Oh,
cattle, and
nice.
then just for our farm, for our family, it's a family piece of land. My son and I attempt to garden every year. We don't have the biggest or the best green thumbs. We're happy if we get like two vegetables. So
Yeah,
anything over
everybody
that,
has
we
their strong points.
yeah, exactly. So, but yes, we do consider ourselves homesteaders. Our biggest thing is, we want to be as sustainable, self-sustainable as possible. Um, and yes, it's always a learning experience. We're still trying to figure out all of the farming, and out here we have very sandy and hard clay. So it makes it difficult trying to, okay, we can do a raised bed here, but we can't put it here, and we can't do this in the ground because it's too hard. Yeah, it's a lot of trial and error.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much how everything goes in this. You just got to figure out what works for you. Because I know
Exactly.
we had some of the same issues because we have our soil just it's just wet and it's clay and you go 6 inches down and it's full of oyster shells so you can't dig.
Yes.
It's a mess. So I get that. And then what made you decide to concentrate on your poultry?
Um, so a little backstory about me. I'm actually disabled, so I'm not able to work anymore. And not only am I not one that person that can sit still, but I don't like standing by and not being able to support my family in some way, shape, or form. And that I have a love and a passion for animals. And so my next step was poultry. Um, and that's how it started. And then I still focus on, the feeding my family, but I also got into exhibition poultry.
Oh, nice, nice. It's very competitive too.
Oh my goodness, it is.
It's very competitive in the poultry world, which is quite surprising.
Right. It is very competitive, and you will meet some great people, some not so great people. Some of my best friends I have actually met through the poultry world. Um, just
Same.
lots of connections, and while it is super competitive, like there's some awesome people that
Oh,
are in my life
absolutely.
now.
Yeah, we kind of have the philosophy of it. Everybody wins if you all work together. Because let's face
Exactly.
it, there's enough business for everybody, and
There
there's
is.
enough. You know, we can't all provide everything to everybody. So
Right, exactly. Three of my best friends, we all tag each other in different posts because all of us have different breeds, and so I'm like, oh, this person has this or this person has this. It's
yeah.
all about helping each other out.
What breeds do you have? I did see you have Sebastibles, which I am very jealous.
Yes, I do. I love my stubbies. Love, love, love them. And
They're gorgeous, gorgeous birds.
yes, there is nothing better than walking out my front door, looking at my pond, and seeing these pillow cloud geese on my pond in the morning. Like I love it. So that is our geese, concentration. We have we have nine of them right now. I had to do some quick math in my head. We I'm big on those different breeds that not everybody has, or the varieties that not everybody has. So we have everything from, bantams all the way up to giant chickens. So we've got the
I saw those.
Duplays.
I saw those too. I was
Yes,
checking it out. I
love
saw
my
that too.
Indios.
I've
Yeah.
been looking at them, And I'm like, oh, I really don't want to get into anything else, but I
Fun
really,
fact, the roosters sound like giant rubber chickens when they crow.
well, you see, those are the kinds of things that win me over when it comes
Right,
to.
I know. Like the first time I heard him crow after I got him, I'm like, that sound reminds me so much like of one of those squeezing rubber chickens.
Hmm.
It's entertaining to say the
Yeah,
least.
we just have our American Brass and our Silkies right now, and I
Okay.
keep going back and forth if we want to do another breed of chicken, and I don't know. We'll
Oh yeah.
see. We'll see what spring brings. It's still
Right?
early. It's still
It
early.
is. It is. And just a heads up, I'm a bad influence when it comes to birds because I will always say, "Yeah, you need that breed. Get it.
Yeah,
Yeah."
yeah. That's my husband. This is luckily we balance each other out because he'll be like, "Yes, let's get all the animals." I'm like, "Wait,
Right.
let's think about this first."
Yes.
But they usually end up here.
Yeah, yeah.
I didn't want goats. We have three goats. So
Oh,
didn't want emus. We have two of those. But I like
nice.
them once they're here. It's fine.
Yes, there you go.
What is your favorite part about what you do?
So my favorite part has to be probably those not only those connections that I was talking about just a second ago, but also my son and his best friend have really gotten into it in the
Oh,
last
nice.
year. And so watching them get to do all the stuff with their birds and my son's concentration is ducks. He loves ducks. Ducks are not my thing; those are his. And then his best friend actually does the porcelain du clay and the
Oh,
black Americana. And so getting to watch them, take care of these birds and then go show these birds. And then, when they do good, seeing their face light up is just, that's
yeah,
everything for me.
yeah. And we have three children. Our youngest one, he's very involved. Our oldest one, she's just starting to get into. She's 22, so right now. She's baking the bread.
All that stuff.
She got her a couple quail because she likes those eggs.
Yes.
She's starting to get into it more and more. So it's always good to see the kids once they get involved, and it's something good for them to be involved in.
It is.
It's a healthy thing. So
And the way I look at it, the more they spend with their birds, the less time they're on a video game. So I take that as a win-win.
that's right. That's right. I agree with that. Let's see. If you were to do anything differently starting from the beginning, what would it be?
Ooh, so I have been trying to think on that one, and I don't necessarily think I would do anything different because, like I said, this is all about trial and error. You figure out what breeds work best for you, which ones you're passionate about, and I've made my mistakes, and like I still make mistakes, but I wouldn't trade any of that because those mistakes that I did make or those breeds that I did have that I wasn't passionate about, that helped me get to where I am today. That helped,
Right.
form this farm.
Yeah, that makes sense. That makes sense. A usual answer I get, and what usually my answer is we jumped in really head first,
Head
really
first,
fast, and
yeah.
I'm always like a little bit slower would have been good, but like you said, all those mistakes they kind of add up, and it makes it where you are like, oh, okay, I'm happy. I'm happy where I'm at now.
Yeah,
Thankfully,
exactly.
you learn all the tricks.
You do,
Do you
definitely.
have tips for anybody that's just getting into not necessarily homesteading or maybe getting into chickens? Because I know right now with the prices of eggs, people are like, oh, I'm going to get chickens, but,
But there is a big but to
you know,
that.
but it
Yeah.
seems like a good idea, but.
And it's a good idea. I personally love my birds. My biggest thing is one, have fun with it. Don't necessarily dive headfirst into it because you'll get overwhelmed and you'll get burned out and then you won't like it.
Hmm.
Um, so that's, just have fun with it and keep it manageable for you. But the big thing that I have conversations with people a lot about is, hey, you aren't taking into account all of the time and effort and money on feed and all of this that goes into having these birds. Yes, a
Mhm.
smaller flock is easier because we have probably around 200 birds total out here.
Mhm.
Not the biggest by any means, but also not a small backyard flock.
Right.
Um, and so you have to, not only take into account how much feed you get. We buy almost 1,500 pounds of feed a month. And then you have, your water bill. You have, if you have to treat any of your birds for anything, this summer to try and keep them alive through our hot summers and
Yep.
especially down south. Like it's the supplements. And then if you decide to go into showing, that's a whole nother set of expenses. So in the end, you end up paying a little bit more for a carton of eggs than you do at the grocery store. But the takeaway to that is they are so much better.
They are. They are.
So much better.
So on a side note to that, do you have any advice for anybody just getting into poultry showing? Because my husband's actually going to be going to his first poultry show this month just to observe. But like, do you
Oh,
have any
nice.
helpful tips to that?
So that is where I always say to start with, go to a show and watch and ask questions. Um, and find you a good mentor is my other big thing. My mentor, she's actually my subby mentor. Love her to death. I cannot tell you how many times I still like message her. I'm like, hey, Heather, I got a question about this and this and this. And so find a good mentor, like watch, figure out your breed, study your SOP when you do decide to get into showing. That is going to be your biggest thing and have fun with it. Make those connections, have fun, enjoy yourself.
Mm-hmm.
It is very addicting, I will say. Like you get in there that first time, you're like, oh, okay, so now I know what I need to work on. I can beat that bird next time. Like that kind of thing.
Yeah, he's just going to observe. And I told him, I said, "Oh Lord, you're gonna come back and you're gonna have a list of chicken breeds you want to do." He's like,
Yes.
"Absolutely not." I'm like, "I know better. I know you're
He
coming
will.
back with a list of
Yes.
chicken breeds because we mainly focus on quail, but
Right.
once you see them in person, you're like, oh
Oh,
wow, I
oh
really like
yeah.
that.
And
Yeah.
there's such a huge difference from exhibition line and heritage chickens from
Mm-hmm.
what you get most of the time
Correct.
just from backyard breeders. And that's one thing I didn't realize when I first was looking into showing how different those birds are.
Yeah.
Um, Now, I did source all of my birds from exhibition breeders initially, but just look at like just the comparison, you're like, man, that's what that bird's supposed to look like. Okay, I get
Right.
it now, but it's just a huge night and day difference between the two.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. That's a. I was in 4-H as a kid, so I did rabbit and chicken showing,
So you
and
understand.
yeah, that it's so competitive. It's so
It
competitive,
is.
but it is fun. It's like you said, if you make friends there, it really is. It's a good time. I
It
encourage
is.
everybody to do it because I
Oh
always
yeah.
enjoyed it.
Oh yes, definitely.
So
And
let's see. I'm sorry.
no,
Continue.
I was just gonna say, and my boys enjoy it too. Like they get their birds cooped in and taken care of, and then they're just off wandering around, visiting with people, looking at other birds, and then checking on theirs. And I let them go have fun, and they're exhausted by the time we leave,
Mm-hmm.
but they talk about it for the next week just because they love it so much.
That's how our youngest one is when we bring him to any kind of farming thing or conference or he is just all in. I'm like, I wish I had his confidence that he has at 9 years old to just be talking to everybody about
Right.
everything. Like,
We
background actor over here.
right.
I'm not doing that. Mm-mm.
We're a family of chatty Cathys, except for my husband. My husband is perfectly fine, like saying 3 words a day, and that's
He's
it. But
he's probably more like me.
and then my son and I can, and we're even rubbing off on his best friend, which we consider like our second son kind of thing,
Mhm.
because he's over here so much just hanging out with us. But we're even rubbing off on him. But we will make friends and just talk to people at random places and random times.
That's my husband. I'm always jealous of people that are like that because I'm just not. And I wish I was, but no.
It's
Let's be
not for
honest.
everybody.
That's what I have my husband for. He's like the
Right?
lead in. I'm like, okay,
Exactly.
we have a new friend. This is
Yes.
good. So the last thing I want to go over is where we can find you online. I'm gonna go
Okay.
ahead and I am going to pull up your website. And then you can tell me a little bit about it.
Okay.
This is you right here, correct?
Yes, ma'am. That is us.
Beautiful. Let's see what you have for our birds. You have quite a list of breeds right here.
We do. We have quite a list. And actually, if you scroll down further on the main screen, it has like little bubbles that shows all of our
Oh, here we
different
go.
breeds and kind of the pictures. And so you can kind of get in. The pictures are a little out of date. They need to get updated. Perfect while I'm on bed rest.
That's what we did this weekend was we had to take some new website pictures. So
Yes. So yes, those are all the different breeds we have. And yes, it is a lot, but we love them. Um, like I said, some of them are my son's birds, and some of them are his best friend's birds. And then the rest are mine.
nice.
So
So, and then I'm gonna go ahead and click here because I do have your Facebook pulled up, but if we can do it this way, and you are on Facebook at
yes, is it
Flockin
gonna work?
Menagerie.
There we
Let's,
go.
there we are. Nice.
So yes, I am, and I try and post frequently. It may be stuff about the farm, maybe little PSAs. I love my PSAs. Just random memes that I find because I haven't been able to get out and take a whole bunch of pictures. So, but
Nice. I like it. I like this one because, and I see we got Leah over here. She's in Florida, so she's got an
I know,
opinion.
I know. It was
Oh,
great. I told her it was all out of love.
of course, of course. It always is.
It is.
It's
If I
so
didn't, mess with y'all, I wouldn't like y'all. It's my
see.
love language.
I'm gonna have to introduce you to my husband.
Okay,
Like y'all could be best
there
friends.
we go.
It sounds familiar. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go ahead. I will link you in the comments
Okay,
in the description for your website and your Facebook. So if anybody's not following you yet, they can go ahead and do
awesome.
that. Um, and it was very good talking to you.
It was good talking to you too.
It was a very enjoyable conversation. Did
Yeah.
did we miss anything that you wanted to mention?
I don't think so. I think we hit everything.
Beautiful, beautiful. Well,
So
thank you for joining us. Don't hang up with me yet. I'm going to go
I
ahead and
won't.
move the recording. And if you're watching this and you want to also be interviewed, go ahead and hit us up on Facebook at Gijo's Family Farm, and we will set something up. Bye, guys.